We dare every day,
God.
every day we can. Every day is a good day above ground, and that's who we love, and that's who we serve, ladies and gentlemen. We serve the Lord Jesus Christ of Nazareth. We're a freedom-loving, religious liberty-loving bunch of folks here in the Innervision FM universe. And I'm Alan C., and you got Johnnie J in the house. Welcome to Innervision FM. And today it looks like it's Tuesday. Wow, I can't believe we're in December, folks.
Are y'all going to the movie?
Uh-huh.
Great. I'm Lolita, and this here's Tanqueray. Can we be your dates?
You mean like sit with us and stuff? Yeah, we're gonna score.
Oh my God.
Running out. Hi everybody, this is the Godfather Soul James Brown. I check it. This music is on. My man is on. Check him out. This is the Godfather Soul James Brown saying stay with it and he.
Okay. Thank you, James Brown, coming back from the dead. Like there might be a few voters today that will come back from the dead just to vote for
Johnnie J, House District number 5, Denver, Colorado. Hoorah!
hey. Okay. All right. So can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, because I'm kind of figuring like, but anyway. Hey, we'd like to welcome everybody to the show, and the people that are going to be watching it later on, leave some comments, and I'll get those. We're now on LinkedIn. We're on what's that other one called? Rumble as well. So those are our two new people that are joining into the show, and so thank you. And ladies and gentlemen, this show is being ran by two blind guys. So if the camera angle is not right, if it's cutting off the top of my head or showing my lower part, hey, this is like video. Don't do this at home if you're blindfolded or happen to be blind like we are.
We're giving the blind a bad name, Johnny. Giving the blind a bad name.
We're not the best of camera people, but hey, we have opinions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Feel free to chime in if you have an opinion. Hey, today is Tuesday, Colorado Give Day.
It is.
Oh, yeah. So I sent out about 5,000 emails to people within Colorado. And I also, sent out like 500 on another list that I sent out. And then, of course, it's in here. So feel free to support our nonprofit. We are a 501c3 nonprofit organization. And if you want to find out more about our organization, you can go to InnervisionRecords.org. And that's our nonprofit website. Also, you can go to InnervisionNonprofit.org to find out about the classes that we offer, podcasting classes for blind and disabled people, and you can check that out as well.
Yeah, now, we offer some training to grassroots musicians, whether they be physically challenged or financially challenged. Both. We like to support those folks. So, absolutely.
Yeah. And I'm looking for a songwriter. I promised this lady, beginning of the year that we would write the song for her. And I thought my so-called, my daughter's baby daddy, he said he could do it. But of course, some young people are liars, and they say they can do the things and they really can't. So if you're a songwriter and you can show me some songs that you've written in the past, not songs that other people written, but you have written, we would love to pay you to write a song. So
he's good.
You got to put up or shut up. Yes. So looking for, and our sponsors, Christian Brothers Moving Company, and also corneal consultants, Dr. Richard Damiano, who gave me 14 corneal transplants, and it was a gift of sight 14 times. I probably should have stopped at 13, but you get kind of used to overnight going from having 200 over 40, 200 over 40, 200 over 20, to having 30 over 200. I don't know. I forgot all that language, like 2030 vision. Yeah.
Wow.
So,
Pretty cool.
so
You're
he,
almost drive.
yeah, I almost was able to get a license and drive, but anyway, the corneals didn't last that long, and that's another story. So anyway, and then thanks for
even the comments whether you want me, speaking of driving, to go to the Department of Motor Vehicle here soon, get my ID removed or renewed, I should say, removed. Get my ID renewed. I'm gonna stand out there in front of the DMV, and I want to identify as somebody who can see. I want to identify a sighted person. I want my driver's license, folks. Think that's a good idea? Leave that in the comments, ladies and gentlemen. Like, share, and subscribe.
Yeah. It's like since all these liberals are identifying, let's us blind people identify as well.
Be able to drive a tank and join the military.
Hey, I might even be your next pilot in the airplane. So you see this guy with walking in there with a cane and say he's the pilot. People be running out the airplane.
That's right.
Yeah, but I identify as sighted as a pilot. That's discrimination. Discrimination.
That's absolutely right. Tell us what you think of the comments about that. We got some topics today, Johnny. Where do you want to start?
Well, let's see. Where do we want to start? Let me. So I'm going to get to my. Here we go. Okay, and of course we're covering like Ephesians chapter 3, verse 12 and 13. So you can read that, and then it goes even down to verse 21. And let's see. Well, yesterday we had a lady from Colorado who designs websites.
Okay.
Now I know, back in the day, even Colorado we had a sign on the building, and I guess during the tomorrow is going to be the day when we dropped the bomb on Hiroshima. Is that's right? December 7th?
December 7th is when Pearl Harbor happened.
Pearl Harbor. Pearl Harbor. That's when it happened when they dropped the bomb on us. Or in that way. And so they gathered up a lot of Japanese Americans, put them in internment camps. And so in downtown Denver, they had a sign saying, no Chinese people allowed in here. Well, just about a month, 2 months ago, they had a ceremony to take that plaque off the building. And I'm thinking like, man, if you've been seeing that plaque and you're Chinese, why didn't you just take a hammer, knock it off? You have to have a ceremony to get the plaque off, but I guess it's illegal to take a plaque off a building if you don't own it. But it took 1940 and December 9th until now to figure out, let's take this plaque off this building. So Mayor Hancock, which I have questions about him, Mayor B. Hancock had this big ceremony, got a pat on his back, and had some Chinese Americans down there, and they officially took the plaque off the building as it was it was owned by somebody else. Now this thing where this lady says, I'll design websites, but I just won't promote, gay marriages because of my religious belief. And of course, everybody knows about the story about Sodom and Gomorrah and Lot being in this town where, it was a lot of stuff going on, homosexual. And these angels came and said, we're going to get you out of this town because your brother prayed for you. And Lot, if you remember the story, I don't know, this guy, I don't know, he wasn't too good of a father. He walked out the door because these homosexual guys was coming at the door, and they said, 2 men have come to our village, and bring them out so we can have sex with them. Well, Lot came out the door and he says, guys, don't do this. I have 2 daughters. Let me bring them out and you can do whatever you want with them. And I'm thinking like, what? I got 2 daughters and I'm not going to sacrifice my daughters to some guys who just want to have some butt fun. And I couldn't believe that Lot was said. Read it for yourself. It's in the Bible. Read it for yourself, right? And so
really the greatest story ever told. There's lots of scandal and intrigue there.
Yeah, and so the angels reached out, grabbed Lot and his dumb butt, pulled him back in, and said, "Okay, we're going to destroy this place.
Yeah.
Now, the only rule is you and your family can get out and just don't turn around. Yeah,
Don't
there's
look
a song. Don't
back.
turn around. It's that 80s song like that. Okay.
Right.
So he leaves, and then his wife, because she married such a knucklehead like Lot, she turned around and she became a pillar of salt. I'm
That's
sure
right.
you read the story. It's in the Bible. I'm just making it more livelier than what I'm just making it a lot livelier. But read it for yourself. So anyway, so she says, hey, I'll do any other kind of website, what you want, but I just can't promote your lifestyle.
Right.
All right. So yesterday, the new Supreme Court, that Jackson Brown, who, in my opinion, she's as dumb as a rock. She put up her argument, and you can go back and it's because it's on YouTube. You can see her opinion. I won't repeat because dumb as a rock. I mean, I thought the educational level has went way down. And then Gorsuch, who's from Colorado, he talked to the gay people's lawyer, and he said, well, what is it the law says? It says, doesn't it say that you have to be sent to a indoctrination school to change your mind about your religious belief? Because, ladies and gentlemen, the government wants to be the religion. They said, no, let's take out this. And as you know, we're a constitutional republic. You probably don't know this because you weren't taught civics in your school. If you were taught civics in your school, you know that America is a constitutional republic. And that is based on if people are morally upright and morally have morals about them. And a constitutional republic cannot stand if the country is immoral and just, hey, anything goes, like Prince would say. And so Gorsuch said to the lawyer, he says, so isn't it like just redoctrinating people, like you want to change their opinion, their mind? And the lawyer says, well, I wouldn't call it that. And Gorsuch, dismissed him because he's from Colorado. He knows how this left-wing state has been trying to push their agenda on us who are Christians and don't swing that way, right? And we don't have any problem with people, whatever you do in your bedroom, hey, I had a brother, he was homosexual, my sister, lesbian. I don't know problem with them, but what you do in your bedroom, your business. Just don't, put it out to my kids, to my grandkids. If they grow up in it and they swish that way, that's them. But when they're kids, just don't bother my kids, right? Or my grandkids. But in Colorado, they want to indoctrinate everyone. And so they want to start from the fifth grade. I mean, not from the fifth grade, from the 5 years old on up. So anyway, we're going to see how this is going to turn out. Her name is Lori Smith. We're going to see how this is going to turn out in June, because that's when their opinion will be put out there. And it's going to be interesting to see how come. And if and I have a feeling that no, you cannot force a Christian to become Sodom and Gomorrah, even though you say, hey, it works for me. It doesn't work for everybody. Christianity doesn't work for everybody. And hopefully, there's that Christian who's kind of force it on you. You gotta be. And I know back in the day what some stupid stuff did with either Muslims as well as Christians. But these people were knuckleheads. And hopefully, as we are becoming more educated, we're not doing stupid things like that anymore. And before we get to the Herschel Walker thing, I got something I want to play. Let's see if we got it. I'm gonna play this. Here we go. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me. I'm gonna play this real quick. Let's play this real quick.
A block of votes that stick together is in a strategic position. Either way you go, that's who gets it. You're in a position to determine who'll go to the White House and who'll stay in the doghouse. one who put the present Democratic administration in Washington, D.C. The whites were evenly divided. It was the fact that you threw 80% of your votes behind the Democrats that put the Democrats in the White House. When you see this, you can see that the Negro vote is the key factor. And despite the fact that you are in a position to be the determining factor, what do you get out of it? The Democrats have been in Washington, D.C. only because of the Negro vote. They've been down there 4 years. And all other legislation they wanted to bring up, they brought it up and gotten it out of the way, and now they bring up you. And now they bring up you. You put them first, and they put you last. Because you're a chump. A political chump. In Washington, D.C., in the House of Representatives, there are 257 who are Democrats. Only 177 are Republicans. In the Senate, there are 67 Democrats. Only 33 are Republicans. The party that you backed controls 2/3 of the House of Representatives and the Senate, and still they can't keep their promise to you because you're a chump. Anytime you throw your weight behind a political party that controls 2/3 of the government, and that party can't keep the promise that it made to you during election time, and you are dumb enough to walk around continuing to identify yourself with that party, you're not only a chump, but you're a traitor to your race.
How dare you?
Wow, that guy,
what he said back in 1962, 63 is still true today.
The interesting thing is the Democrats have had the ball in their court for 2 years. And, you just have to ask yourself, has your life gotten any better since they took office? We are united in poverty, folks. And that's really all it boils down to. Now, of course, they're going to think of us, but they're going to think of us last. And instead of this just being a propagation on a minority like it was in the time of Malcolm X, this is an us against them type of scenario where, they've made it to where we are de facto enemies of the state. So we're on somebody's list somewhere if we don't think the same way, and we're on somebody else's list somewhere if we don't talk the same way, and we're on somebody else's list somewhere else if we don't act the same way. And soon enough, we're going to have a digital currency which can be turned on or turned off at the drop of a hat. Now, obviously, our money can do that right now. They can turn our money on and off at the bank. But imagine a conglomerate of governing structures that all use this type of digital currency. Now, this stuff is coming, and social credit scoring is already in place in certain parts of the world. And it's certainly in the works for the next couple of months as it gets rolled out here. By July, we'll be using United States digital currency as a matter of course. And so I don't know. There's no way to really stop what's coming. We are getting rid of our fiat currency, our dollars. Certainly people say buy gold, buy silver, and you can't eat gold or silver. And if you go to a digital currency that they can turn on or off at the drop of a hat, it's going to fundamentally change our society in the way that we think, in the way that we act, in the way that we are. And our belief structures, our moral structures, the things that make us individual and who we are going to
also, this has happened before. You wonder how we got to where Hitler was killing all those Jews. This is how it started. This fashion started taking over. They said if we can get into the inner circles of this Germany society, we can change it. And then that made it ripe for Hitler to rise up and then do what he did. So this is nothing new. Sodom and Gomorrah and all this kind of stuff was happening back in those days, and they made it right. And then, of course, Hitler rolls up and said, okay, who is our enemy? And so they said, any, meeny, miny, mo. So it wasn't that many blacks there, wasn't that many disabled person there, but there was a lot of Jewish people, and they were jealous because they had built, they through hard work, got their businesses and stuff like that. So they said, you're it. Right. And so that's, so when Hitler rolls up, he got these people to say, okay, you're on the good side. And so you get to abuse these people. And then doctors got involved with doing experimental operations and so forth. And of course, a little bit of that was happening in America as well. And I'm proof of that because doctors gave me medication that caused my blindness. So this is nothing new. And for the last 100 years or so, the communist fashion has been trying to flip our country, and they want to destroy it, take it down. Part of that was tearing down all those statues, because if a statue's not there, you can't go up to it and Google it and say, well, I wonder who that person is. They even tore down the statue. It was Abraham Lincoln, and this slave guy was knelt down, and it was funded by slaves because they wanted to thank Abraham Lincoln for freeing the slaves. It was a Democrat that's wanted to keep you in slavery, and still today they want to keep you in chains, as Biden said. He wants to point to Republicans.
Yep, that's absolutely right. And it looks like that pretty well sums it up. Definitely some heavy stuff. I don't know where you went, Johnny, but folks, we just want what everybody wants: to be able to live in peace, to live in harmony, to unite with our fellow citizen, and to make the world a better place. That's where we want to keep everything, and we want to make our government as something that's necessary, not so much for the greater good, so to speak, because who knows what the greater good is, but we just want what our founding forefathers wanted. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us today on Innervision FM. We've got some other lighter topics coming down the pike. We've got the need for games. How do the blind community amuse themselves? Well, there's a lot of different games out there. There's audio games that we'll play, and those are pretty interesting. So we'll be perhaps setting up interviews with content creators for audio games that are adapted for the blind community. If you have a topic that you are interested in seeing featured on Innervision FM, hit us up, and our email address being info@innervisionfm.com. In the subject line, just mention a little something about a topic that you've got, and go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself and the body, and we'll see if we can make that happen in the near future. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you for joining us on the Innervision FM universe. See you tomorrow. God bless everybody.
I'm back. Oh, Alan, are you still here? Okay. Well, I am back. Are you here? Okay. 2 participants. Okay, I guess everybody left. So I'm sorry, people. My computer keeps shutting down by itself. So I apologize for that. Just when I was getting warmed up here. So we'll have to just, do this a little bit later on. Thank you guys for joining us anyway. And see you later, Laverge. And oh, by the way, it's Colorado Giving Day, so do that. I'm not even sure if I got the camera pointing the right direction, but anyway, it is what it is. Let's say switch camera. Back facing. Okay, I'm sorry. Now I got it pointing towards the right way. So anyway, thank you guys for, like I said, joining us today. We were getting into some very intense conversation. But so Lovato, thank you for sticking with us there. And we just have to do it again tomorrow, Wednesday. And I really appreciate everybody that joined us. So I'm going to end the meeting, and God bless you guys. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe, and see you later. Let me see, how do I